So today we are going to be solving some problems on differentiation. If you are just joining for the first time, Amelia, hello and welcome to my life. In case you are joining for the first time, I'm TUTOR JOHN and I remain the scientist. And in this live stream, I'm going to be teaching mathematics and physics. So if you are just joining, endeavor to like the live and share the live to your friends. So now, let's go. We'll be starting first of all with differentiation. We'll be starting with differentiation. So let's check that out together. If you are here with me, please drop a comment so that we can proceed. Okay, so now we'll start with differentiation. Differentiation, we'll be solving a problem here. The question is find the derivative, find the derivative, find the derivative of y is equal to x squared. If you are just joining for the first time, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this live to more people. So now, if you are asked to derive this kind of problem, if you are asked to solve this kind of problem, you can literally solve it in two ways, right? You can solve it in two ways. The first way is known as the first principle. First principle. And the second one is the formula method. Black Arrow B Juliet, hello, welcome to my live. If you are just joining, endeavor to like the live and share it as well. And in case you don't know me, I am TUTOR JOHN, also known as the scientist. And all I do is to solve maths and physics on YouTube and TikTok. So you can check out my platform, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on the notification bell. But now, if you're asked to solve this kind of principle, to find the derivative of this kind of function, if you say you want to go by calculating using the first principle, we are going to do that now so that you see how it is done. Solution. So first of all, according to the first principle states that an increase in y leads to a corresponding increase in x. That is to say, if we have y is equal to x squared, this will imply that y plus delta y will be equal to x plus delta x squared. Yes, that is what it means. Okay, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. All right, so now if you move on from here, an increase in y leads to a corresponding increase in x, right? So now what you do next is, this is the first equation, this is the second equation. So what you do is subtract this from this, right? If you do that, you are going to be having y plus delta y minus y is equal to x plus delta x squared minus x squared, right? So what you do next is very, very simple. You are going to break it down, right? You are going to break this down. Math is so crazy. Yeah. Social Mark, you're welcome. You're welcome. Endeavor to like the live, share the live, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So now moving on from here, you can solve this question in two ways, but I'm going to be solving the first one. I'm going to be using the first one, which is known as derivation using the first principle. So now if you move on from here, you have y plus delta y minus y is equal to x plus delta x times x plus delta x minus x squared, right? So now plus times minus will go, so we'll be left with delta y is equal to, open the bracket by multiplying x plus delta x into bracket x plus delta x minus x squared, right? So now moving on from here, what you are going to do next is that you are going to break it. So you have delta y will be equal to x times x is x squared, x times delta x is x delta x they are positive. Plus times plus is plus, so they are positive. Plus delta x times x is same thing as x delta x, and we have delta x times delta x is delta x squared. Delta x squared minus x squared, right? So next, what you are going to do is you have x squared, you have x squared here. Plus times minus is minus. X squared minus x squared is 0, so that one is automatically out. So you'll be left with delta y. Am I correct? Yes, you'll be left with delta y is equal to s delta x plus x delta x is 2x delta x plus delta x squared. Now, you are finding the derivative of the function. When they say derivative of a function is, they are trying to say you should find the dy over dx of the function, in this case y is equal to x squared, or they are saying you should calculate the change in y in respect to change in x, delta y over delta x. Now if you have delta y here, what you do next is that divide by delta x. If you divide by delta x, this will be equal to 2x delta x divided by delta x plus delta x squared divided by delta x, right? So now if you move on from here, this one will strike out. So you're left with delta y over delta x will be equal to, here into here is 1. You'll be left with 1, right? So you have dy of delta y over delta x is equal to 2x plus delta x. Now, limit as x tends to 0. Limit as x tends to 0. That is to say that anywhere you see delta x, this one will be 0 automatically. That's what it means. Limit as x tends to 0. So you are going to be left with the dy over dx of the function x squared is equal to 2x, because this one is 0 automatically, so this one is strike out. So 2x. Now, I said I'm going to be solving it in two ways. I'm going to be solving it in two ways. Now, the second way is known as the formula method. If you are following me and they want to drop a comment, let's like the live, let's share the live as well. If you are following me, drop a comment so that we can proceed. The formula method. Now, in differentiation, the formula method is, let's say we are finding the derivative, of function, the dy over dx of a function ax to the power of n. Ax to the power of n. This will be equal to n times ax to the power of n minus 1. Finding the derivative of this kind of function, right? If you have to find derivative of any function, this is the formula. Let's say we have the function ax to the power of n, where a and n are variables and x the constant. They are going to have n times ax to the power of n minus 1. So now if you move on from here, if you want to apply this formula into the question which says that y is equal to x squared, if you do that, you are going to be having dy divided by dx of x squared will be equal to 2 times x to the power of 2 minus 1, which is equal to 2x. So as you can see, dy over dx of the function x squared is equal to 2x. Look at it here, 2x. So you can see that they are both the same. This one is known as the first principle, while this one is known as the formula method in differentiation. Yeah, in differentiation. So, can we proceed? If you are with me, please drop a comment. If you are with me, drop a comment. Let's proceed to solve another question on differentiation. Let's solve another question on differentiation. If you are with me, drop a comment. Okay, you are with me. Thank you. Black Arrow. You can check out my page where I teach mathematics and physics. I use animations. That's the most crazy part. So that's to tell you how interesting it is. So, and then want to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell, because I'll be going live frequently as time goes on. Depend on how active you guys are over here. Depend on how active you guys are over here. find the derivative find the derivative of y is equal to x to the power of 3. Y is equal to x to the power of 3. Solution. Recall I said you can solve this. Recall I said earlier that you can solve this in two ways, either by the first principle or by the formula method. Either by the first principle or by the formula method. Now, if you want to use the first principle to solve this kind of problem, you are going to take a lot of time, especially if you are in an examination that there's a time frame, right? You are being timed. So if you don't have enough time and you want to find the derivative of this problem, that is where the formula method comes into play. Remember the formula method, dy over dx of a function ax to the power of n. Yes, the formula method is easy, of course, very, very easy, and it's faster, right? So now if you have something like this, this will result to a cubic equation, right? This will result to a cubic equation. So you will not be able to, before you now start calculating, time is no longer on your side. So what you do, you just use the formula method, apply it in this case. The dy over dx of a function x to the power of 3 will be equal to 3 times x to the power of 3 minus 1, which is equal to 3 to x to the power of 2. So this is the derivative of the function x to the power of 3. If you are following me, please drop a comment, and if you are just joining, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Endeavor to subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe to my If you are just joining, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the live and share the live as well. Y is equal to 4x squared 4 cube plus 2x 4 cube plus 2x squared plus x. Find the dy over dx of this function. If you are just joining, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm TUTOR JOHN, also known as the scientist, and I solve most of these problems here on YouTube daily, every day. I do that. So you can subscribe and check the videos out. You can learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot from here. If you are asked to find the derivative of such a function, it is very, very easy, right? Very, very easy. What you do is simple. Dy over dx of the function 4x to the power of 3 plus 2x to the power of 2 plus x will be equal to 4 times 3x to the power of 3 minus 1 plus 2 times 2x to the power of 2 minus 1, then plus x automatically has a power of 1, right? So you are going to have 1 times x to the power of 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1. Yes, 1 minus 1. So if you are moving on from here now, you are going to have 4 times 3 is 12. 12x to the power of 3 minus 1 is 2. So you have 2 plus 2 times 2 is 4. 4x to the power of 1, or you can just simply write 4x. Then plus 1 times x to the power of 1 times x to the power of this value here. X to the power of 0 is 1, so you have 1 times 1. So therefore, the derivative dy over dx will be equal to 12x to the power of 2 plus 4x plus 1. So this is the derivative of this particular function. So now let's solve another one together. If you are here with me, please drop a comment. And if you are just joining for the first time, I am TUTOR JOHN, also known as the scientist, and I solve maths and physics problems on YouTube and TikTok daily, every day. Yes, every day. So like the live, share the live, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's learn a lot of mathematics today. Okay, so next we have another problem. This one is going to be based on trigonometric ratios. Derivatives of trigonometric functions, derivative of the trigonometric functions. Yeah, in as much as you derive numbers, you find the derivative of different functions. You need to understand the derivative of different functions as well. So now, the first one you need to know is the dy over dx of sine x, sine theta, as the case may be, is cos x is equal to cos x. So the derivative of sine x is equal to cos x. The derivative of cos x is equal to negative sine x. Take note of these, they are very, very important. It's good you know them. The derivative of tan x is equal to sec square x. Secant is the inverse of cosine. Yes. So sec theta is equal to 1 over cos theta. Always take note of these in trigonometry. It's very, very important. If you are here with me, please drop a comment. And also, if you are just joining for the first time, I'm TUTOR Johnson as a scientist, and I solve maths and physics problems on YouTube and TikTok. Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share the live, like the live, and let's move on. So now, you have got for these values, right? The derivative of log x or the natural logarithm of x, ln x, as the case may be, is equal to 1 over x. Yes, is the inverse, is equal to the inverse of x, right? Derivative of, that's the dy over the x of cot x is equal to minus cosec square x. Yeah, minus cosec square x. Now cot theta refers to the inverse of tan theta. So cot theta is equal to 1 over tan theta. Take note. And cosecant is the inverse of sin theta. Cosecant is the inverse of cosecant x is equal to the inverse of sin x. Yeah, so take note of these important ones. So now we're going to be solving the problem. Let's solve a question on this. You can feel free to ask your questions in the comments. I'll respond to them, right? Sorry guys. If you are with me, please drop a comment. If you are following me, drop a comment so that we know. If you have any questions, you can ask as well. Be active. Let's be active. Let's interact. Find dy over dx. Find dy over dx if y is equal to cos x. Find dy over dx if y is equal to cos x, right? We all know we don't even need to write solution or start solving anything. The derivative of cosine x is minus sine x. Minus sine x, that is to say the derivative dy over dx of cosine x is equal to minus sine x. This is the answer. Very, very simple. Simple and short. You don't need to start solving anything. Right? So now we're going to be moving further to the complex ones. If you are with me, drop a comment. If you are for me, drop a comment. If you are against me, drop a comment too. Let's interact. Let's have fun. Let's talk. Anyone you don't understand, you can feel free to ask me. Please endeavor you share this live so that other people can see it too. Share the live so that others can see it. Very, very important, please. Share the live. Okay, so now let's solve another one. If questions for okay, you're with me, you're for me, you're with me. Okay, so now you ask if y is equal to 3 cos 4x, find dy over the x. Solution. Find the derivative of y is equal to 3 cos 4x. Now, when you see this kind of problem, you cannot just hurriedly start deriving. You cannot do it like that, right? You cannot do it like that. So now, what you do is you are going to use one of the methods to solve this kind of problem, which is known as the chain rule. Yes, the chain rule. The chain rule comes into play in this kind of problem. Chain rule. The chain rule comes into play. The chain rule. Now, the chain rule states that dy over dx of a function is equal to dy over dz times dz divided by dx. This is what the states. This is known as the chain rule. This is known as the chain rule. So take note of that, right? Take note of that. So now moving on. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. I'm TUTOR JOHN, also known as a scientist. And my goal is simple: to make maths and physics easy and accessible to everybody. Everybody. No matter where you're watching me from, I teach maths and physics online. Sorry about that. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. So moving on from here, if you are asked to solve this problem with the chain rule, to solve this kind of problem, you use the chain rule, like I said. So now the chain rule states that dy over dx of a function is equal to, sorry, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so sorry about the inconveniences. Okay, so to solve this problem with the chain rule now, you have dy over dx is equal to dz over ds times, okay, so to solve this kind of problem, you use the chain rule. Yes, you use the chain rule to solve it. So now the chain rule is states that dy over ds of the function is equal to dy over dz times dz divided by dx. So now moving on from here, to solve this kind of problem, you say let 4x be equal to z. So let z be equal to 4x. So you are going to have um let z be equal to 4x. So the z with respect to the z with respect to the x now will be equal to 4, right? Using the formula method, that states that dy over dx of a function ax to the power of n is equal to n times ax to the power of n minus 1. The reason is because now x automatically has the power of 1. Please, if you are just joining, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So now if you move on from this particular point, you say that to find the derivative of this, you are going to have 4 times 1 x to the power of 1 minus 1 is equal to 4 times 1, right? Which is equal to 4. So that is that the derivative of 4x is equal to 4. So you are going to have, moving on from here, if you have z is equal to 4x, replace it into this equation, you are going to have y is equal to cos. Y is equal to 3. Yes. Y is equal to 3 cos z. Y is equal to 3 cos z. Y is equal to 3 cos z. Right? So if you moving on from here, dy over dz, dy with respect to dz, dy over dz will now be equal to 3 is going to be minus 3. Why? Because the derivative of cos x, like I said earlier, the derivative of cos x is equal to minus sin x. So now if we put it into this place, we are going to be having minus 3 sin z. Yes, in this case now, minus 3 sin z, because sin is negative when you are finding the derivative of cos. Please, if you are just joining, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm TUTOR JOHN, also known as the scientist. Learning coding said hi. You are welcome. You are welcome to the live stream. You are welcome. So now you are going to have minus 3 sin z. Please like the live and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Minus 3 sin z, right? So therefore, dy over dx, which is equal to dy over dz times dz divided by dx. Dz divided by dx. This will be equal to, we have dy over dz according to this question now, minus 3 sine z, right? Minus 3 sine z times dz over dx is equal to 4 from here. Is equal to 4, so we have times 4. So this will be equal to minus 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. So we have minus 12 sine z. I recall that z is equal to 4x. So therefore you have minus 12 sine 4x. Minus z sine 4x. So this is the answer to the question. If you have any question, you can feel free to drop it in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have some few minutes to go. We have some few minutes left. If you are just joining, endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, you'll be notified. So now, differentiation, right? Differentiation. So now we're going to be finding the derivative of another problem. So I've made a video on this, but I'm going to still work on it again. So find the derivative. Find the derivative of the cube root. The cube root of 3s cubed plus 1. Find the derivative of the cube root of 3s cubed plus 1 with respect to x. With respect to x. So now, solution, right? So what you do, you have that y is equal to this value, right? Also, you can remember in your indices that the cube root of a refers to 1 over 3 of the power. Am I correct? For example, the cube root of x is equal to x to the power 1 over 3. Right? So now moving on from here, if you want to apply this same analogy to this question, you are going to be having that y is equal to 3s cubed plus 1 to the power of 1 over 3. Yes, so that is what it is. So now, you cannot just start finding the derivative by using either the formula or the first principle. What you do here, first of all, is you apply the chain rule, right? You apply the chain rule to this. So we say let z, because z is a dummy variable, you can replace it with any alphabet, but we use z. So say let z be equal to 3s cubed plus 1. 3s cubed plus 1. So you are going to be having this, and you can say dz over dx, that's dz with respect to the x, will be equal to the derivative of this. Now we have 3 times 3 is 9, so we have 9x to the power of 3 minus 1, which is 2, plus 0, because this one is gone. So this is the derivative of this, dz with respect to the x. So now what you do next is you are going to have that y now is equal to z to the power of 1 over 3. So if y is equal to z is equal to 1 over 3, then the derivative, the dy with respect to dz, will now be equal to 1 over 3. Remember the differentiation formula, dy over dx of a function ax to the power of n is equal to n times ax to the power of n minus 1. Differentiation formula. So now if we repeat it here, we are going to be having dy over dz will be equal to 1 over 3 times z to the power of 1 over 3 minus 1. which should further be equal to 1 over 3z to the power of minus 2 over 3. Minus 2 over 3, yes. That is what it means. So this is dy over dz, and this is dz over dx. So now recall chain rule. Recall chain rule that dy over dx is equal to dz over dy over dz times dz over dx. So now you are going to be imputing everything you have gotten so far. Dy over dz is 1 over 3 z to the power of negative 2 divided by 3 times this value 9x to the power of 2. 9x to the power of 2. So now we can recall that z is equal to 3s cubed plus 1. Recall that z is equal to 3s cubed plus 1. So now you are going to have dy over dx will be equal to these values, everything like this: 1 over 3 into bracket 3x cubed plus 1 to the power minus 2 divided by 3 times 9x squared times 9x squared. So moving on, you are going to be having 9 divided by 3, sorry, 9s squared, 9s squared divided by 3 into bracket 3z to the power minus 2 over 3, which is equal to 9s squared, 9s squared divided by these values here. These values 3z, 3z is 3s squared, 3s squared plus 1, right? 3s squared plus 1, 3s cubed plus 1, sorry, 2 divided by 3. Are we following? So thank you, everybody. I will see you in my next live stream.